What up, everybody? Blaze One Sports, and today we're talking Dallas Cowboys off-season moves 2023. Let's go. I'm excited for the upcoming season. Dallas Cowboys making moves, not like they normally don't do. Really haven't signed anyone big in free agency. All the big players we got's been through trades. We traded draft picks for Brandon Cooks and Stephen Gilmore. We were trying to get DeAndre Hopkins, but that didn't work out, so we got Brandon Cooks instead. Brandon Cooks and Stephen Gilmore are towards the end of their career. Cooks has played 9 years, going into his 10th year. Gilmore is also up there. They still got gas in the tank, though. They're still, I would say, all-star caliber players. Brandon Cooks has recorded over 1,000 yards receiving for all 4 teams that he's played for. Gilmore, not too much to say about him. You know, he speaks for himself. Played for the Colts last year, but didn't really have a big year. The Cowboys would have to have them have good seasons, and obviously in this upcoming season, you know, they're older players. Hopefully they can stay healthy and make some big plays like they've been known to do in the past. Brandon Cooks has 2 years left on his deal. That was the home run move for the Cowboys. I mean, they got a solid number 2 wide receiver. I would have liked the Cowboys to get a solid number 1 wide receiver. Put CeeDee Lamb in that number 2 spot. He would be deadly. But there really wasn't too many out there. And Jerry Jones doesn't like to spend big money. And DeAndre Hopkins, they tried to get him, but I don't know how hard they tried. I think they obviously could have got him with maybe a 3rd round draft pick, 3rd and 4, whatever. But Hopkins is also up there in age, so maybe that's why they went with Cooks. I figure Cooks and Hopkins are the same caliber of wide receiver at this point. Hopkins might be a little bit better. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I think Gilmore and Cooks are both solid moves for the Cowboys. Like I said, they stay healthy. They can play good. Cowboys are going to be dangerous next year. Like I said, Brandon Cooks has 2 years left on his deal. He had 57 receptions for 699 yards and 3 touchdowns. Next, we got Stephen Gilmore coming over from the Colts, previously on the Patriots. This is a really good move for the Cowboys because it's like the Cowboys have 2 shutdown corners now, 1 on each side. Trayvon Diggs is definitely a shutdown corner, one of the best corners, if not the best corner in the NFL right now. Stephen Gilmore has that ability and was that in the past when he played for the Patriots. He was that shutdown cornerback. So we're just hoping he can get back to that. But you got Stephen Gilmore on one side and Trayvon Diggs on the other side. You have to throw the ball to somebody, so that's going to be deadly. I mean, I just can't wait to see that play out. Anthony Brown is rumored to go to be traded or released. But other than that, Nahshon Wright, he didn't play. Nahshon Wright and Kelvin Joseph both kind of disappointed. They didn't really play as good as expected. Kelvin Brown tore his ACL in week 13, Anthony Brown. With the Cowboys getting Gilmore, obviously they don't need Brown, but they'll probably move him. Maybe safety spot, see how he goes there, or maybe nickel, but they'll probably just end up releasing him or trading him. Yeah, that's going to be good to watch, though. Stephen Gilmore and Trayvon Diggs, 1 on each side. They got Stephen Gilmore for a 5th round pick. So, in 2019, he was defensive player who has 5 Pro Bowl appearances and 2 first-team All-Pro selections. So if we could get him back by that, he'll be turning 33 at the start of the year. If we can get him back to that form, like I said, Cowboys are going to be deadly. It's just you got Trayvon Diggs and Stephon Gilmore. That's much exciting to see. I can't wait. Next, we got running back Ronald Jones. I think 3-time Super Bowl champion. He was a good running back playing for the Bucks before and when Brady got there. He put up decent yards. Nice, speedy, big running back. He's also later in his career, but the Cowboys didn't sign him to replace Ezekiel Elliott. They just basically signed him for a number 2 or number 3 uh, running back. He could end up getting cut during the preseason and training camp. If the Cowboys go out and draft Bjorn Robinson, like we want them to, then at running back, or they get someone like a Zach Charbonnet in the later rounds, they won't be really needing Ronald Jones, or maybe he'll be their number 3. I could see that. But Ronald Jones, they signed him to a 1-year deal, $1 million. That's a good signing. I like that signing for a backup. Gives us a little bit of depth. Ronald Jones, played for the Buccaneers before and when Tom Brady got there, and he was a decent running back. I'm pretty sure he was a starter for a couple of years too. Chuma Eroga, offensive lineman to 1-year deal, 1.2. Not too much to say about him. He missed 13 games in 2022 because of injury. He could be a decent backup, but other than that, that's about it. I'll look for the Cowboys to definitely draft offensive line in the upcoming draft. I wanted to see the Cowboys go after like Larry Tunsil or a guard in the free agency, but like I said, they didn't sign no one good in the free agency. They just signed like backups basically. So and these are their signings right here. Trent Sieg, he got a 1-year deal as the long snapper. Not too much to say about him. The Cowboys lost their long snapper, so they signed him. And like I said, not too much to say about him. He was a former Raider. Cowboys re-signings. Cowboys franchise tag Tony Pollard. He had 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns. Tony Pollard did play good, but because he had that big injury, broke his femur or whatever, I wouldn't have franchise tagged him. Sadly, I would have probably let him walk because I don't want to tie up that much money to someone who had a major injury like that. Gallup, he came back from his injury, but he wasn't like how he was in his rookie year. The Pollard, if the money's there to franchise tag him, I guess you could franchise tag him because he did have 1,000 yards. He had 9 touchdowns. He had a decent year. He is speedy and explosive from the backfield. But is he still going to be speedy and explosive coming back from that major injury, though? Anyways, Pollard, it's iffy. I'm kind of like, if it was up to me, I would have let him walk. And instead of signing Ronald Jones, I would have signed recently cut LeGarrette Blount and or traded for Derrick Henry. And I would have had those two workhorses coming out of the backfield with our offensive line. That would have been scary too, having those two players. And then I would have went after a running back in the draft. Bjorn Robinson, Zach Charbonnet, somebody. But the Pollard move, it's iffy. It could go both ways. Next, the Cowboys gave a 1-year deal to Terrence Steele, offensive tackle. That's a good signing because we always need offensive line help. We always have like one of the best offensive lines, but then injuries happen, players don't perform, whatever. Tyron Smith. So bringing back Terrence Steele is a familiar face to the offensive line. Cowboys are used to him. He also tore his ACL, so we're going to see how he comes back from that. But anyways, Terrence Steele is a solid signing as a starter or possible backup offensive tackle. Then we got Donovan Wilson. That's one of our key signings. Many people thought he was going to leave. He could have left for more money. Many people thought Jerry Jones wasn't going to pay him, but thank God we brought back Donovan Wilson. He got a 3-year, $21 million deal. He's a solid DB, solid safety. And we had to have him for our defense. He's one of the keys of our defense. So I'm glad to have back Donovan Wilson. That was a real important signing. It was key. He's a good tackler and pass rusher from the safety position. So he had over 100 tackles last year. One of only 4 defensive backs that have over 100 tackles. He had 101 tackles and 5 or more sacks. So he was key to bring back. I'm glad we brought him back. One person that's I'm not glad we brought back is Leighton Vander Esch. Leighton Vander Esch is a great coach on the field. He's very knowledgeable. He knows the game. He's a tough, solid player, but he just can't stay healthy. So 2 years, $5 million ain't that bad. I'm not bad at the money. But I'm just kind of over Vander Esch because he's an LV. He's always getting hurt, this and that, and he's just tying up money. So 2 years, $5 million though, you can't be mad at that. That's that's almost not vet minimum, but that's like kind of low. Definitely wouldn't have gave him more. So it's like iffy. I'm not kind of happy about it, but if he stays healthy, yeah, I'll be happy about it. Or Jabril Cox, someone else could step up, help take some of the playing time from LVE. He could come in on third down, whatever. Cooper Rush, that's another one. I'm like, whatever. He's a solid backup, I guess, but I don't know. I really don't like him too much. 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 1,000 yards. When Dak went down, he was playing good, and the trolls were saying, "Oh, I'll trade Dak, keep Cooper." Cooper is good, I guess, as a backup. 2 years, $5 million. That's not a lot of money. Maybe I would have went after someone like a Sam Darnold or something if I could get him for the same price. But Cooper Rush knows the team. He knows the offense. He did good as a backup last year, so you can't complain about that signing. Cooper Rush is not a starter. He's a solid backup. When he came in as a starter, he did his job as a backup. So Cooper Rush, it's like whatever. I'm not mad at the signing. 2 years, $5 million as a backup. Next, we got Rico Dowdle. Didn't play last year. He got a 1-year deal, $950,000. Not too much to say about him. He's a backup. He'll probably get cut, be on the practice squad. Next, the Cowboys signed C.J. Goodwin, another defensive back. 1 year, $1 million. He's mainly a special teams player, but he's a decent DB. Not too much to say about that. Dante Fowler gets re-signed to 1-year deal, $3 million. That's not bad. $3 million is not a lot. He had 6 sacks last year. His highest career sacks was 11 with the Rams. Not too bad though. Dante Fowler, I think that's a solid signing for 1 year, $3 million. That's solid. Hopefully he get on the field more this year. Next, we got Takaris McKinley. 1-year deal. He's 27 years old. Spent most of the year on practice squad. So he's got potential, but it's like it's a decent move. He's basically a practice squad player with potential. He could step up if need be. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. What your team did during the off season. What do you think about the Cowboys? Like I said, I would like us to draft Bjorn Robinson in the first round if he's available. OG Chancey, he's not going the offensive guard from Florida. He's not going to be there. If he's there and Robinson's there, I wouldn't be mad at either or. But we need a solid running back. Right now, we don't have a starting running back, so we need a solid running back. If we're not going to go after Derrick Henry or someone else, we need to make sure we move up in the draft or whatever and draft Robinson or Zach Charbonnet in the later rounds, but we need that running back. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Thoughts, comments, questions, opinions. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Blaze One Sports.